Hey everybody, welcome to Strength and Balance again with me, Nancy, coming to you from Power for Parkinsons right here in Austin, Texas in our beautiful office/studio. So today we are going to work on some really important things for the symptom of rigid, tight muscles. So I want you to have either a tennis ball or maybe a ball like this, one of those squeezy balls that's fairly hard, maybe a racket ball, something like that. But we're going to work with this for a variety of things. We're going to be working on hand dexterity, being able to grip and move the ball around. Also, as I said before, chest flexibility especially, and coordination, moving with the ball from one hand to the other and trying to do that quickly. But I have a treat for you at the end, so stick around because we're going to do some self-massage techniques. Some of you have seen this before, but it's really valuable, especially if you have tight muscles. And I'll try to go over various parts of the body where you can use this simple tool to relax those muscles. So let's get started. Hopefully these won't roll away. First, we're just going to do a couple of breaths because, as you know, breathing helps us to focus our mind, relax our muscles, and calm ourselves, especially if we have that symptom of anxiety. So that's why I like to really start all of my classes with a little breathing. So hands on your thighs, feet and legs are hip-width apart, shoulders are over your pelvis, chin is resting on the imaginary shelf. Press against your thighs and lift your spine up just about 1/4 of an inch. You might feel a little bit of tension here as you lift your spine and lift your chest, but try to breathe here as well. Notice your rib cage, just expanding and releasing. Good. Now relax your hands and wrists. Release your forearms and elbows. Relax your upper arms and shoulders. Stay tall in your chest and spine. Soften your neck muscles. Wiggle your jaw. Good. Poof your cheeks out. Suck your cheeks in. Poof your cheeks out again. Relax your cheeks. Wiggle your tongue around in your mouth. Good, we got to wake up our tongue. Lift your eyebrows up and down, up and down, up and down. Good. Squeeze your whole face together. Open it out wide, eyes and mouth. And relax. Shake it out a little bit. Good. Relax and breathe normally. Wiggle your toes again and release them. Wiggle your fingers again and release them. Bring your arms down by your sides. Let's do a little sun salutation. Reach wide and up as you breathe in. Breathe out. Relax your shoulders, relax your elbows, keep your spine lifting. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Lift the arms, lengthen, open the hands, easy shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out, reach forward and down. Try to touch toes or ankles, but if that doesn't feel comfortable, touch shins or knees. Breathe in, reach forward and up. Breathe out. Relax the shoulders, lift the chest and spine. Let's do it one more time. Big, wide breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in here. Breathe out, lift, lengthen, feel really tall. Your head's floating up like that helium balloon. Breathe in. Breathe out, reach far forward and down. Bring your chin toward your chest. Breathe in, reach forward and all the way up. Breathe out, relax. Relax the shoulders, lift the chest and spine. Good job. Release the arms down. Rolling the shoulders up, push back and down. Up, push back and down. One more. Up, push back and down. Single shoulder. Up, push back and down. Up, push back and down. First side. Up, push back and down. Up, push back and down. Notice that we're always circling to the back. You might sometimes see in other classes that somebody's circling to the front, but we're always doing it to the back to try to open the chest. Open the chest. Drop your arms down, lift the shoulders, drop. Lift, drop. Lift, drop. Lift, drop. Single shoulder. Lift, drop. Lift, drop. Lift, drop. Last one. Lift, drop. Good. Place your hands here. Now I want you to imagine that you have a pencil, a big fat pencil coming out the top of your head. And it's close to the ceiling. And as you move your head, you're going to make a little circle. Make this slow and small. Keep the neck muscles relaxed. Just drawing a little circle. This is very small. Let's reverse the direction. Whenever you're ready, think about that pencil, drawing the circle on the ceiling. And come back to center and wiggle your head like a bobblehead doll. Good. All right, let's lift our hands up, wiggle our fingers, squeeze and open, squeeze and open. Squeeze, I call this flashing lights. Squeeze and open. Bring your hands together, clasp your hands. Pointer fingers come up. This is that old thing that we did as kids. Here is the church, this is the steeple. This is another pencil, but smaller, and we're going to draw a circle with that pencil. Keeping your palms together. That's going to force you to move your wrists and reverse direction. Good job. All right, shake it out. Swing the arms, one forward and back. So loose arms, loose elbows, loose wrists, loose fingers, like cooked spaghetti noodles. Now, like uncooked spaghetti noodles, long, stretched, and straight. When you're ready, turn your head towards your back hand. And relax. Lift the shoulders up and drop. One more. Up and drop. Keep that spine lifted. Hold your chair seat. And open toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. Make sure those ankles are underneath your knees, not out here. And knees lined up with the toes on the diagonal. Hands inside your thighs. Press open as you lift your chest and spine. Release. Press open. Release. Press open, release, press open, and stay there. Take a breath. Exhale, tilt forward. So we have a long, flat back here. Back of the neck is long. We're pushing our feet down into the floor, pressing our legs open. This might create some tension up here, so breathe into this. Breathe. And sit tall. Good. Let's press open again, tilt. Press your chest toward the floor, put your feet down into the floor and press your legs open. Now this time I want you to relax your arms and round your head over, and we're going to roll our spine up like a slinky, starting with our tailbone going down into the chair. Lower back is coming up, middle back, upper back, shoulders, neck, and head. Good. Toe heel back in. Very nice. Slide one leg out, pull the toe back, and bring it in. Slide the other leg out, pull the toe back toward the shin, and bring it in. First side, stay here, pulling your toe back toward your shin. Hands on the opposite thigh, big breath in here. Exhale, and that same tilt with a flat back, long back of the neck. Breathe here, stretching the back of this leg. So feel the stretch going all the way from the back of your hamstring, passing your knee and going all the way into your calf muscle. Breathe. And sit tall, come back in, switch sides. Good, take a breath in. Exhale, tilt forward. Pull those toes back toward the shin on this leg and feel the stretch from the hamstring through the knee into the calf muscle without putting a strain back here on the back of the knee. And sit tall, good job. And bring it in. Take a breath in, exhale. All right, so we're gonna go ahead right away and get our tennis ball, or if you don't have a tennis ball, a squeezy ball. These are handed out at one point, so a lot of times you'll get if you go to some kind of a conference or something, they'll hand you a squeezy ball. These are really good for your fingers, for both arthritis but also for Parkinson's. If you have maybe like a racquetball or some other kind of rubber ball that you can squeeze, that's also good. If you don't have that, I would suggest rolling up a pair of socks or maybe 2 pairs of socks and rolling them up as tightly as possible so you can still squeeze it. I'm going to put this down here. Hopefully it won't roll away. Let's put the tennis ball in between our palms. And let's toe heel out a little bit so our legs are open, wider than our hips. And then we're going to just roll the ball in between our palms like this to kind of wake up our palms. And then we're going to lean forward and reach forward and come back to center. And again, lean forward and come back. This time we're going to lean forward, and as we come up, we're going to lean back and pull our bellies in toward our spine. So leaning forward, leaning back, working those core muscles a little bit, leaning forward, leaning back, and come back to center. Good. Okay. Hold the ball open out to the side. So I'm holding it in this hand and my arms are open wide, chest is very wide. I'm going to swing this arm all the way across, grab this ball and take it up and over. Now I'm going to swing this arm across and grab the ball and bring this one up and over. Across, up and over. Across, up and over. Across, up and over. Across, up and over. We're going to do one more each side, and if you haven't noticed, I'm using my eyes to follow what's happening with the ball. So I look up and over. I look up and over. Let's do one more each side with the eyes following. Following the ball, follow the bouncing ball. Up and over, good. All right, bring it back to here. You can toe heel in a little bit. And now I want you to move your heels back and forth just a little bit. So we're doing a little pivot, almost like windshield wipers. The heels are going. Now we're going to open the feet a little bit, and we're going to do that again so the legs are wider. Now we're going to keep the heels going in this direction, So the knees are tracking with the toes. If this bothers your knee, you can adjust this leg, whichever way you need to. So I want you to put your hand on this thigh and have the ball in this hand, and we're going to do a lateral circle in front of us. Circle, 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 circle. Reverse direction. Circle, it's as though you're drawing a circle with the ball. Circle, one more. Circle, good job. All right, bring your toes straight ahead. Now move your heels in this direction. If you need to slide this leg out, you can. Switch sides with the ball. So now it's in this hand goes onto the thigh. Lateral circle in front. So this is the flat plane right here. Circle, 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 and reverse. Circle, circle, make these big. Circle, circle, good. All right, bring your toes back to center, bring your feet in. So now they're hip width apart again. Put the ball back in the right hand, and we're going to swing back and forth like we're getting ready to bowl. Back and forth. When you swing back, really try to reach behind your chair. Back and forth, back and forth. Change hands. And back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Two more. Back and forth, back and forth. Good. Change hands. We're going to alternate arms now. Back and forth, change. Back and forth, change. Back and forth, change. Back and forth, change. Remember, if you drop the ball in my class, it's 10 points. Back and forth, two more, one each side. Back and forth, change. Back and forth, change. Good job. So now the ball is in this hand again. Bring it back, and we're going to do a circle. So leading with your thumb, circle, up and around, forward, up and around, forward, up and around, forward, up and around. Let's take two more with the eyes following the ball. Up and around, getting a little spiral in the chest and upper body. Good. Switch sides. Swing back, leading with your thumb, forward, up and around, forward, up and around. Go as far as it's comfortable for you. Forward, up and around. Good. Now eyes following the ball. And one more. Eyes following the ball. Good. All right. Let's go back to this hand. So we're going to pretend that we're throwing the ball, except I don't want you to really throw it. Okay? So a little bit of a wind up and throw. A little bit of a wind up and throw. A little bit of a wind up and throw. Switch hands. A little bit of a wind up and throw. A little bit of a wind up and throw. A little bit of a wind up and throw. A fairly strong throw. It doesn't have to be super strong, but you want to have a little bit of a push in there. Now we're going to switch sides, and we're going to add the opposite leg. So if I'm using this hand, that means this leg is going to lift up. Yes? So we're going to do it 3 times again with this leg lifting up every time we throw the ball forward. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's try the other side. And 1, 2, 3. Switch sides again. And 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. All right, you think we can do it alternating? So a little bit more of a hand switching around, the switcheroo. Yes, here we go. 1, 1. Throw and reach. Lift that leg. Throw and reach. Lifting the opposite leg. That's it. 2 more, 1 each side. All right, so we're coordinating. This switching back and forth is a coordination, and also using opposites really gets our brain working. Right brain and left brain have to talk to each other. Yes. Okay. All right. So now what I would like you to do is take the ball and pretend it is a big piece of chalk, and we're going to draw a heart shape. So I'm going to start at the top here, and I'm going to draw the heart. Let's try it again. One more time. Good. All right, switch hands. Let's try it again with this hand. So, are you ambidextrous? I'm not, but we're going to try it anyway. Here we go. Drawing a heart. Fairly simple shape, but you got to think about it and you got to visualize it. One more time on this side. Good job. All right, so that again is working your brain, working the dexterity of your arm. We're going to continue with that. I want you to take the ball and put it against this palm, but stretch this hand. Now we're going to fan our fingers out, and then we're going to slowly fan them back in to close. So if it was like this, you would see pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb. They fan closed and they open. Pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb. Open. Pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb. Open. One more. Pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb. Open. Good. Let's switch sides. So now we have the ball in this hand, and we're placing it against this palm. Fingers are spread very wide, and we're going to relax the fingers in kind of a spiral. So we start pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb. Open. Pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb. Open. A little faster. That's it. Fan it in, open it up. Fan it in, open it up. One more. Fan it in and open it up. Good job. Very nice. All right, roll the ball again. Very nice. Toe heel out. You can have your toes facing straight ahead or on a diagonal, whatever comfortable for you. We're going to clasp the ball with both hands, and we're going to pretend that we're rowing. So actually we're rowing like this, but we're going to use our hands here. So we're going to go down, forward, up and around. Down, forward, up and around. So big circle. Down, forward, up and around. Pulling the belly in. Down, forward, up and around. Two more. Down, forward, up and around, pulling that belly in, down, forward, up and around, and rest. Take a breath. Keep those legs open because they might have a tendency to do this, and we want to try to keep them stabilized. Yes? Let's reverse the direction. So we're going to go up, forward, down, and in. Belly still pulling in, legs still staying stable. Here we go. Up, forward, down and around, up, forward, down and around, up, forward, down and around, up, forward, down and around. Two more. Up, forward, down and around, up, forward, down and around, and come in. Good. All right. So we could have been rowing in a boat, and that would have been really nice. Yes, toe heel in. All right. So I'm going to ask you to sit up nice and tall with the ball in this hand. We're going to reach across the midline. What I want you to do is to try to keep this shoulder fairly low and bring it in. Now reach across the body. Now reach outside this leg. Let's do it again. So we're reaching up, keeping the shoulder down, across the body, and over the outside of that leg, the opposite leg. Let's do it one more time. Up, relaxing the shoulder, across the body, and down, and in. Let's try it to the other side. So we're reaching up, relax this shoulder, and in, across the body, and then to the outside of our opposite leg. Up, across, down, the opposite side. Up, keep the shoulder relaxed, across the body, down on the outside of that leg. One more time. Up, across the body, and on the outside of this leg. Let's see if we can alternate this. So we're going to start again, sitting tall, always trying to sit tall. Reach, across, down, and up. And reach, across, down. Switch, reach, across, down, and reach, across, down, and. Good, and I'm so glad that Zoe changed the music, because that's one song that I really have a problem with, because it sounds like somebody who's just had some of that helium from a helium balloon sitting there talking, and it's very silly. So we're not going to use that one. So thank you, Zoe. All right, let's see. We're going to toss the ball back and forth like this. Eyes following the ball. Notice that I'm kind of letting my hand sink, going back and forth. Good. Now we're going to get slower and bigger. All right. Toss with both hands. Keep the eyes on the ball. Don't toss very high. Here's your coordination again. Some eye-hand coordination. Good. Arms up. Ready for our Harlem Globetrotters. You've seen me do this before. So we're going to go under the leg and up. Switched hands. Under the leg and up. This is your magic trick. Under and up. Under and up. Under and up. Under and up. If you have trouble lifting your leg, you can always touch the top of your leg and switch. Touch the top of your leg and switch. Let's do 4 more. And lift that leg up. Lift that leg. Lift the chest. Lift that leg. Lift the chest. Lift that leg. I lied. We're going to do 2 more. And lift, last one. Good job. hold the ball over your head, and sway from side to side, as though you just caught a coconut falling from the tree. It's not falling on your head because you caught it. Good job. And bring it down. Elbows open. And bring it down. Good. All right. We're going to set the ball aside for now. And we're going to stand and do a little bit of balance work, but then we're going to come back to the ball. So just keep it nearby, because remember, at the end, the last portion of this class, we're going to be using some massage techniques for different areas of our body that are really, really helpful to you if you have tight muscles. So bring your feet at least hip width apart, if not a little wider, heels slightly behind your knees. You can push with your hands here or here. You can grab onto your walker if you have one, or onto a counter and your walker, or whatever works for you. I want you to think about keeping your toes down, because lots of us have a tendency to do this, and if your toes are up, you're not going to be able to stand up. So keep those toes down. And let's get up a little bit, and a little bit more. Keep pushing down in your toes. And now this one, we're going to stand up really tall, push your head for the ceiling, push your feet down into the ground, and you're nice and solid here. And you feel really, really solid, clear focus. As always, if you're feeling dizzy, please stop and sit down. So I'm going to bring my feet in, and normally we would just clap a little bit and walk around to the back of our chair. But right now, I'm going to talk to you about a symptom that a number of people have mentioned, including one. So let me read this. This was a comment that we had from one of our regular participants. So Meg says she's working on her balance and flexibility. She said, I don't know if anyone else has this issue when they exercise, but when I try to pivot or turn to go in a different direction, I freeze, and then it's suddenly difficult for me to move. Yes, I have seen this before. So here's my advice to you. It might work. It's worth a try. If that happens, and as you're changing direction, which we are about to do to go behind our chair, what I like to do is stand up, take a breath. Before we move, let's get into a little rhythm so we can either march in place and then move forward. But if we have to turn, we want to go back to what we call the pie wedge or clock turn. So feet are here, where if we're going to go this way, we're going to use this leg first. The direction that we're going, we're going to open that leg, and then we're going to bring the other leg to meet it. And open the leg again and bring the other leg to meet it. And then we're ready to go in this direction. So always remember that if, for instance, you suddenly think, uh-oh, I left my cell phone in the bedroom and it's over there. You're not going to do this, right? What can you do? Stop. That's number one. Take a breath. That's number two. Do the pie wedge or clock turn. That's number three. Open, close, open, close. Breathe. Now get into your marching. And now move. So it takes just a couple of seconds longer to do that, but it should address that problem. Let me know how it works for you. Okay. So we're going to march. Pick up your feet. We're going to march on the threes. So watch me. 1, 2, 3, lift. 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 Testing your balance. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 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 lift. Good job. And now step out, step out. Step in, step in. Say it with me. Out and out. In and in. Out and out. In and in. Out and out. In and in. Good. Turn your toes out so they're on a diagonal. Heels are close together. Shift out. This knee bends, that one stays straight. Push back to center. Other side. Knee bends, this one stays straight. Push back to center. Step out, come 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 back to center. If you really want to test yourself and you're feeling like your balance is good today, let go. Step out and come back to center. Always let go with just one hand. Step out, come back to center. Step out, come back to center. Good. We're going to test our balance again by moving backwards. I always like to step back here. Stand up nice and tall, shoulders over your pelvis. You can put your fingertips on the chair. We're going to take a small step backwards. The whole body goes back, not this, yes? And step forward. Other foot steps back. Step back, step forward. 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 Last one. Step back, step forward. That's a good one for us to do because it helps us if we feel like we're having trouble moving backwards. Just the ability to practice stepping back and forward is good. All right, come back to here. Open your feet wide. Bend your knees slightly. We're going to pivot our feet again. So we're going to pivot and come center. Heels lift and pivot to the other side and center. Pivot and center. Pivot and center. So we're still working on pivot and center. Now we're going to lift up the toes. Lift up the toes. Pivot and center. Pivot and center. Pivot and center. Notice my knees are still bent. Pivot and center. Good. Really important to keep those ankles working and being able to lift up toes as well as heels. Now we're going to just practice our lunge. So we're going to step back with one leg back and the other leg that is front is bent. The back leg is straight. Push that back heel down into the floor. Look straight ahead. Take a breath here. Exhale. If you can, let go. 8, 7, 6, 5. Change hands. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on. Take a breath. Exhale. Don't move your eyes. One or both hands come off. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold that chair. Rise and come in. Let's try the other leg. Step behind into the lunge. That means the knee is over the toe. This is coming forward, chests are up, back leg is straight, and the heel's pushing into the ground. And letting go, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Optional, one or both hands off. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, rise, and come in. Good job. Little marching steps. Turn your legs out. Lift, 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 lift. Swing, 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 swing. Good job. We're going to come around to the front of our chair now. Feel the chair with the backs of your legs. Swing your arms forward, swing back, squat, and lower yourself smoothly into the chair. Grab your ball again. So now I want you to take the ball with this hand and put it right here. So this is your pectoral muscle, where it inserts kind of into the shoulder area. It's kind of that soft area, not on your ribs, but that soft area that's right in there. And we're going to relax this arm, and I want you to just roll the ball around in there. Massaging those muscles. Press as hard as it's comfortable for you to deal with. There you go. Good. Let's switch sides. Relax this arm. Place this one right here. Get into the soft area of the muscle. And roll it around. Pressing in there. Press as hard as you can stand it. Good. And rest. Good. So this is a really important part for you to try to release, especially if you have dystonic muscles that are bringing you forward and rounding your upper back. You want to try to open up, and we do that a lot in our classes, yes? But this is another thing that you can do that can really help it. So now we're going to move into this muscle, the quadricep muscle on the top of your thigh, which can get really tight. We're going to start right in the center, the belly of the muscle, and we're going to press down. So you can bring your foot forward and try to relax that muscle, and then just roll back and forth. So we're just rolling back and forth with it, pressing into the belly of the muscle. Let's try it on the other side. So slide that foot forward just a little bit. Relax the muscle as much as possible first. Put it in the center, and then rolling it back and forth. That's it. Good. Okay, so now if you wanted to, and I know that some of you have seen me use the larger ball and put it behind me, either at the lower back or the middle back or even the upper back, you could use this against the chair. But because my chair has a lot of holes and not all of the chairs that we have a solid back, I'm going to show, when we get to that, I'm going to show that to you on the floor. Right now we're going to put the ball underneath a foot. This is better done with socks on, but start with your arch and just relax your leg into your arch, and then we're just going to roll back and forth and just press into the ball. This is really good if you have plantar fasciitis, and you can even get into the ball of your foot and press there. and roll it around. All right, let's try it on the other foot. Just a little bit, make sure it's underneath your arch. Roll back and forth. And if you need to put it under the ball of your foot, you can do that as well. Again, this is a standard exercise for plantar fasciitis. Can really help with that. Plus, it just feels great. Okay, so now I'm going to move to the floor and show you a couple of other things. So, rule of thumb, if you are placing a ball on a body part, you don't want to press into the bone. You do want to press into the muscle, and if there's a knot there, you want to start around the knot, not on it directly, but around the knot, and relax the muscles around it, and then eventually move there. So we're working around the tight part. We're always working in the center if possible, never on the bone. And the other thing we're going to add is some breathing. So let's start with some tight calf muscles. We're going to put the ball under the calf muscle right in the center. And we're just going to let our legs sit there. If you had a weight, you could drape a weight over your leg and just maybe wiggle back and forth a little bit. And breathe. Make sure you're doing some deep breathing here. So that's one that you can do for calf muscles. Also for hamstrings. Again, right in the belly of the muscle in the center, you can press down here and just sit here, yes? And you can do these in bed. So if you're in bed or sitting on a couch, you can do it there. I'm just showing it to you on the floor. You don't have to get on the floor. So here I have it under the belly, under the center of this muscle, and I'm going to press down, and I might again wiggle back and forth. For those of us who have sciatica, this can sometimes help release these tight muscles here. Also with sciatica, you might have it here, so you might want to sit on it. I've done this in my car, which helps, but you might also, if you're lying down, put it right back here. And you have to wiggle around, but you want to find a place where it's going to be comfortable, and then you can just let the weight of your body stay there and have the ball releasing into that buttocks muscle as you breathe, deep breathing. Lastly, if you would like, you can put the ball on your back, lower back, middle back, or upper back, but again, never on the bone. So always in a muscular area, and breathe. So I'm just going to show this to you just a little bit because, and I'm not going to lie all the way down because I'll squish my microphone. Yes, so I'm here and I am breathing into that area where the ball is. Just breathing, and it's all in the muscle. Again, you can do this in your bed or on a couch. All right, so this is your handy dandy massage tool, okay? And I hope that you will use this as often as possible. Remember that you can do it here, you can do it here, you can do it on a couch, in a bed. It sounds like Cat in the Hat, yes. And under here, at your back. You can even do it in your upper back right here. But it's wonderful. So I hope you've learned a lot from that. Please feel free to type in some comments and questions if you have them, and I will try to answer those as well. So this was Strength and Balance. Today we were working with flexibility, coordination, hand dexterity, balance, and getting our muscles to relax using our handy-dandy massage tool. That's it for today. I'm Nancy. It's Power for Parkinsons, Strength and Balance. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.